Hello and welcome to this week's edition of SETV3 Sports Extra. I'm Shane Baran, bringing you all the latest on Pride Athletics. Here's a recap of how Springfield College athletics performed. Going against number 3 ranked team in the country, number 7 ranked men's volleyball defeated Vassar over the weekend in 3 sets. Springfield also swept Elms, now putting their record to 12-2. They will play Stevens on the road this Saturday, who has taken over the number 3 ranking with Springfield now at 4. Pride's women's basketball fell to 6th seed last night in a nail-biting NUMAC quarterfinal held in Blake Arena. After a buzzer-beater 3, the Pride held a 51-43 lead going into the 4th, but the Engineers crawled back, forcing an overtime and won 70-65. The Pride ends its season with a record of 15-11 following a loss in NUMAC tournament play. Both Springfield College lacrosse teams have gotten 2 games under their belt, but both have had polar opposite starts. SETV3's Sam McGilpin has more.
As the spring season is underway, both men's and women's lacrosse are already 2 games in, but it's been a tale of 2 different starts for their respective programs. Men's lacrosse has lost their first 2 games, the first in a literal blizzard to Nazareth, 9-8, and a 13-7 loss against 10th-ranked Stevens where they played at UMass due to Stagg Field being iced over. Although 0-2, Springfield has been close in both games, but has really seen production from their defense and long-stick midfielders such as Gavin Carzello, Reese Whitney, and Michael Manning. Coach Keith Bugby talked about the growing pains after the first scrimmage.
My wife worded it so well. She's seen so much lacrosse. She said, she goes, you got a really good machine this year. It just seems like you got to fine tune a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I look like. Like we did a lot of really good things, a couple turnovers, a couple goals they had they probably shouldn't have had. We're up by a couple goals when we started subbing. And we would have beaten them, I think, if we stayed with those guys.
For women's lacrosse, they have started 2-0. Grad transfer and goalie Kate Lako had Springfield's first non-conference shutout in 30 years as they beat Western New England 15-0. In the second game, Springfield came back down 3 in the 4th with 8 fourth-quarter snipes as they beat Skidmore behind great performances from Izzy LaLancet and Sarah Newton. Coach Jen Thomas talked about how good her team has been in practice.
This year it's even more exciting because we're seeing even some sophomores last year that are now juniors step up into these roles where we knew you had it in you, but for them to finally see it themselves and produce it in practices, it's awesome because I think we're going to have way more offensive threats.
Reporting as your Springfield College Lacrosse Encyclopedia, and for SETV3, I'm Sam McGilpin.
Went away against Union, while women's lacrosse tries to get to 3-0 on Stagg against Endicott. Now on to our weekly schedule preview. This weekend, swimming and diving hosts the NCAA Regionals for the first time since 2020. Baseball kicks off its season with a doubleheader against Western New England. Women's lacrosse competes in its second home game of the year against Trinity College. The Pride will be looking for its first all-time win against Trinity. Track and field travels to Boston to compete in the New England Division III Championships. Wrestling battles in a Northeast Regional Championship Saturday and Sunday at Wesleyan after sweeping number 3 Vassar. Men's volleyball now looks to take down another giant in number 3 Stevens Saturday night. To see each team's full schedule, check out SpringfieldCollegePride.com.